number of mass shootings in the U.S. this year has already reached 307. For perspective, that's nearly one shooting a day, seeing that as of today, we are on day 314. That's enough shootings for some people to have been through more than one this year.
Hey there, it's your girl Ilyana Capellan, and I'm reporting live from downtown Los Angeles in front of LA Live. We're here at LA Live, and I'm going around asking people about the recent news. So where were you, and how did you react to hearing about the Borderine shooting?
I believe I was at work.
Okay.
And sad to say, in America today, it kind of places like, oh, another one.
Recently, I read that a little boy was asked if he was excited to move to America, and he said that he was, but he was scared to get shot in schools. What's your opinion?
I think that's sad. I think it's unfortunate that that he's learning these things where America is a place to be afraid of, to be feared.
First off, you gotta look at where he comes from. I think children here are desensitized to violence through the video games, and yes, exposure to certain things does desensitize you to certain outcomes. So if he's not experienced to, just look at the commonalities. He's experienced the video games that violence is the common theme, and he wouldn't have that fear. But if he's not,
Right.
there's outcomes. So
I could see why a boy would be afraid to go to school, because even I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And the campuses are generally secure, but you never know. Anything can happen at any time. So it's kind of sad to think that little kids are having these fears when I never really had those fears growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
I think that's very unfortunate. I mean, for somebody to want to come to America and be afraid of that, that's very unfortunate. I mean, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, 100%.
So I just got orders back to Japan,
Yeah.
and I'm super excited because my daughter is 17 months, and yeah, we'll be there, hopefully when she starts school,
Yeah.
because I don't want her going to school in the States just because of all the shootings. Yeah.
Do you think that we're becoming numb to the situation?
Oh, definitely. I think we become a little jaded, a little because it's happening so often. It's almost. I mean, I don't want to put like a lack of empathy and sympathy on it, but yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that it's happening all the time, that it's almost second nature to just hear in the news, and that's like really bad. Yeah, it's really not a good look on human life, on
Yeah.
human living in America. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. We're right around that age, college aged, where, we're going out, we're supposed to be experiencing life, and it seems like we keep hearing news about school shootings or public shootings like this, where it's like, hey, I'm just going to a music festival. I'm just going out with my friends on
You're
Thursday
literally
night.
going out to have fun and to experience life and just having fun. Fearing the having fun is like a terrible thing. Like, you're afraid to experience, you're afraid to go out and do things. Like, my mom didn't even want me to go to LA. She wanted me to cancel my trip because it's like, even though it's like an hour away from here, a little bit less, like she just thought that it's close.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, it must be hard for parents. That's something that we don't necessarily understand, but to raise a child in this and be like, okay, everything's going to be all right. Like, you're just hoping that your kid's okay and safe.
Yeah, like you worry enough with just like car accidents and like accidents that things happen. Now you have to worry about crazy people impacting your life or someone you know at literally any given time.
Yeah, you're always on edge. How do you feel like it's impacting your life or the life of people around you? Not just this shooting again, but just the safety of people.
I feel like a lot of people are starting to feel that way. I mean, you hear about it on the news, but then they go right back into talking about other stuff. I don't want to get into your political beliefs or anything, so
I don't mind.
yeah, we just going back to they went right back to talking about the elections.
Yeah.
And it just
brushed over.
yes. So does that anger me? It does. It really does. But
Well, because at the end of the day, those are 12 lives that belong to 12 different families, so it's not just 12 single lives affected.
what destroyed me too was one of the guys who died was at the Las Vegas shootings
Yes.
and survived.
Yes.
And then
Did you see his mom's interview?
I did not, but
So she did an interview, and she was just kind of like, I'm sick of the prayers. I'm sick of the well wishes. I want tighter gun control. That's what I want. Like, that's the solution to this. So okay. So being that you are a veteran, what is your outlook on what the solution to this problem would be, or just any advice that you might have as far as this goes?
Due to the fact that we're making a lot of things about cultural, it's cultural and it's not about the problem at hand. You just need to actually look at the incidents in which they occur and find out what the commonality is and figure out, okay, what's the common thing here? Whether it be more gun control, whether it be more supervision. Some of these people they had already tabbed and nothing was done.
Right.
So if they were of a different culture, would they have done something more evasive? What action should have been taken? So that's pretty much the gist of it. It can't be a blanket policy, but it's got to be some kind of
sort of prevention.
Yeah, sort of prevention, but structural prevention.
What do you think the solution to this problem is?
I think that the solution is hard to determine because most people want to put a band-aid on it by putting like gun laws in order. But I feel like if somebody wants a gun, they're going to have access to it, and the black market would probably just increase if you put too many regulations on gun.
Yeah.
So I guess like the greatest solution I can think of, which may not be that beneficial, is to try to help people with mental instability and to not advertise like the person who committed the shooting, because I feel like that's like the reason a lot of people want to like become famous and like get their face on TV. So if you didn't acknowledge the actual person, like acknowledge the tragedy and the lives lost, but don't acknowledge the person, because it gives people like a reason to.
It gives them more power.
Or maybe a solution could be to determine the mental stability. I know it's hard because most of them end up killing themselves after, but determine the state that like allowed them to think that that was okay or if that was a good thing to do, and see how you could prevent other people from thinking in that way.
Yeah. So we had another vet that we interviewed, but being that you are military, what is your view on what like the solution to this could be? To just mass shootings in general, not just the borderline, but all of them.
Honestly, my personal view, probably tighter gun control.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas though, so
You get it?
I get it. Like, I think personally everyone should own a gun, but obviously there should be more tight restrictions on people who shouldn't have guns.
Yeah.
So that's
preventative factors.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Do you fear for, the future and for your kids and all the kids that you're teaching?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just very sad overall. I mean, and we definitely need whatever we can do for better gun control. Whatever can help will definitely work. But I mean, it all boils down to each person itself.
So borderline shooting happened this week in Thousand Oaks. It's about an hour away from here. Okay. What is your guys' view on all the shootings that are happening in America? I know you guys are from out of the country, but in comparison.
We live in a country that doesn't have guns. The only people who have guns are hunters who are looking after the game and keeping the gamekeepers. So they're usually farmers. So we don't have guns, and I actually think it's pretty insane to have guns legal in a country.
Are you visiting from out of town?
Yes.
Okay. So was that a little scary to find out that? Were you in LA? Were you?
Yes, I was in LA.
Okay.
It was it's quite alarming, but these days it's not shocking.
So how does it make you feel? I mean, visiting especially, it's got to be a little bit of a shock to walk into like a restaurant and see that people are like strapped up, or how does that feel?
Yeah, it feels kind of weird. We've seen people with guns, and we can see how easy it is to buy guns, and I know it says you have to have a license, but everybody knows there's a dark market there as well, where people can buy other things, and so people can probably get their hands on a gun pretty easy here.
Yeah.
But that just seems completely unrealistic to the life that I live, and I can't believe that America's not changed it. There should be a forward-thinking country.
So is it alarming to come to the U.S. and see people with guns?
Yeah, 100%. It's not normal for anyone else except for you guys.
Do you guys think that America has more shootings than the UK?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, as all these things happen in a different country and all these things happen far away from you, sometimes in the UK, it's like, oh, America, wow, again in America.
There's got to be some sort of prevention is what you're saying.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm from Canada. I'm from down the street. I'm from upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm in downtown Toronto. I'm in the States in an hour and a half, and you guys are so ass backwards. It literally makes us, unfortunately, giggle and laugh, because it's like they don't even see the exact answer that's right in front of their face.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're affected by it in any shape or way?
Me personally, no. I don't walk down the street afraid or anything, but at the same time, it can happen.
Yeah.
Put it this way, it's not shocking. and unfortunately, it should be.
Yeah.
Look at Australia. One shooting, one law change, everything changed. You guys still, I don't know why.
300.
Like,
Yeah.
it's unfortunately a laughable thing. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's, do you know what the definition of crazy is?
Do the same thing over and over again.
Doing the same thing over and over
Expecting a
again
different
and
result.
expecting a different result.
Yeah.
And you guys
Definition
expect
of
a different
insanity.
result.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it keeps on happening. It doesn't happen anywhere else. Does not. In Canada, it does not happen. That's all I know, and that's all I can speak to.
Yeah.
I hope you guys figure it out soon.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Our thoughts and prayers are with all of the families and victims affected by the Borderline shooting. Now that we've gone out to the streets of LA and gotten some perspectives on the subject, I want to know yours. Comment below, let me know what you think, send me a message. Stay in touch, and until next time.